Welcome to the City of Bakersfield Planning Commission meeting. This television broadcast is made available through cooperation with the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. The Planning Commission meets on the first and third Thursdays of each month. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. The planning meeting agenda is posted on the city's website at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over today's meeting, Barbara Lomas.
Good evening, everyone, and it is my pleasure to call to order the March 2nd, 2017 Planning Commission meeting. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Lomas?
Here.
Commissioner Schwartz? Here. Commissioner Bell? Here. Commissioner Rudnick? Commissioner Strong?
Here.
Commissioner Wade?
Here.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First and foremost, we have a new commissioner, Commissioner Bob Bell. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to agenda item number 3, public statements. We will now receive public statements. This time is reserved for anyone wishing to address the commission on any matter not on the consent calendar public hearing portion of the agenda. If you're here on items 5A through 5B and item 6A, this is not the time to speak. Does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission on a matter not on the consent calendar public hearing or portions of the agenda? If so, please come forward. Nobody's coming forward, so we'll move on to agenda item number 4, consent calendar non-public hearing. Does any commissioner wish to remove a consent calendar non-public hearing item for separate consideration? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt staff's recommendation on the consent calendar non-public hearing items? Commissioner Schwartz.
Motion to adopt staff recommendations.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Strong. This is a roll call vote.
Commissioner Lomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bell?
Yes.
Commissioner Strong?
Here. Yes.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
Thank you. On to consent calendar public hearings. The purpose of this section is to vote on all of the consent calendar public hearing items in one motion without further comment, unless an item is removed by the commission or someone in the audience who wishes to speak on an item. If anyone wishes to speak on a consent calendar public hearing item, this item must be removed from this portion of the agenda. Any items removed will be heard in that order. At this time, I'll open all of the consent calendar public hearing items. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak on a consent calendar public hearing item? Seeing no one, does the commissioner wish to remove an item? No. At this time, the public hearing on all of the consent calendar public hearing items are now closed. May I get a motion to adopt staff's recommendation on the consent calendar public hearing items, incorporating all staff memoranda and revive staff recommendations? Commissioner Schwartz.
I'd like to make a motion. We approve consent calendar hearing items 5A and 5B.
Thank you. A second, Commissioner Strong.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Lomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bell?
Yes.
Commissioner Strong?
Aye.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
And thank you. On we go to public hearings, agenda item 6 and 6A. It is now time to hear the public hearing items. Before we begin, I would like to explain how the hearing will be conducted. Staff will first give a report, then those in favor of the project will be allowed to speak. Those in opposition to the project will be able to speak after all those in favor have spoken. The commissioners may ask questions of those who have spoken to seek clarification. You may also ask questions during your statement, but the questions will not be answered until the public hearing on that item is closed. If you have written comments that are longer than your verbal statement, you may give them to the clerk, who will provide copies to the commission. Again, please be courteous to others who wish to speak and try not to repeat the remarks of the previous speakers. We have agenda item 6A. Ms. Kitchen, could you please provide us a staff report?
Thank you, Commissioner Lomas. Before we begin, I'd like to announce that we're bringing back an old practice that was formerly practiced at the commission before I was on board with the city, where the principal planner that was associated with each project will be providing the presentation to you. They are the experts who know this project sideways, backwards, forwards, and frontwards. So they will be providing presentations to you from this point forward, and will be available, as will I, for questions from your commission. So with that, Jenny Ng is the principal planner that is here today to present this project.
Thank you. Revised vesting tentative track map 7268 is located at the northeast corner of Noriega and Old Farm Road. There is existing single-family residential adjacent to all sides, except across the street to the south is the Polo Community Park that north of the river runs. The tract consists of 5 lots on 17.53 gross acres. This location should be familiar to most of the commission because your commission recently approved the general plan amendment and zone change to allow development of a 176 condominium project, 176 unit condominium project. And on January 25th, the City Council approved that same action for the land use entitlements to facilitate development of the condo project. This hearing was opened at the February 2nd meeting, and at the request of the applicant, it was continued to this meeting to allow the applicant to redesign the project from 1 lot to 5 lots, and this would allow the development to be phased in its construction. Staff did receive opposition from 3 neighbors. However, since February 2nd, we have not received any further opposition or any further public contact. Staff expressed that this action tonight is in regard to the land division, and that the land use entitlement for the condominium project has already been approved by City Council. Staff is recommending approval of this revised vesting tentative map with the conditions attached to the staff report, and those conditions have been updated to reflect the phased development of the project. Mr. Padilla, who is the Public Works representative, would like to address a late request from the applicant regarding a condition. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. I'd like to revise condition 12.2 to read as follows. Regional transportation impact fee, pay the standard residential fees as adopted at the time the tentative map application was deemed complete. So that's a very minor revision. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Anything else from staff? All right. The public hearing on this item was opened February 2nd, 2017. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this project?
Good evening. My name is Roger McIntosh with McIntosh & Associates. I'm representing Kern Land Partners, LLC, this evening. As Ms. Ng mentioned, this is just a follow-up to the zone change that's already been approved. It's for condominium purposes. The reason that we have to do the tentative map is to allow us to go ahead and subdivide the units into condominiums. We did redesign it into, I think it's 5 phases, and the purpose for that, obviously, is you can't really build 176 condominium units all at once in today's financial environment, and this will help facilitate construction, loans, et cetera, to be able to let us finish this out. So we agree with Mr. Padilla's revision to condition 12.2 and agree with the rest of the staff recommendations and are here to answer any questions. And if I may, after the neighbors speak. If there's something that you want to ask me or if I could address that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one, anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing no one, then now we will close the public hearing and refer back to the commission for comment and action. Or a motion. Commissioner Schwartz.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the resolution approving revised vesting tentative track map 7268 with the conditions outlined.
And we need to just clarify that the conditions as recommended by Daniel Padilla.
As with the conditions recommended by Daniel Padilla.
Thank you. And can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Strong. And may I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bell?
Yes.
Commissioner Strong?
Aye.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving right along, communications. Ms. Kitchen?
I'd like to second your acknowledgement of Mr. Bell as our newest planning commissioner. Mr. Bell's worked with city staff for quite a few years, and we are proud to have him aboard. So welcome, Mr. Bell. And then I'd also like to acknowledge Paul Archambault, who's here tonight representing the building department. He's one of our new hires, and as I indicated to Bob Bell earlier, one of our rising stars in the community development department. So we're proud to have him here, and please welcome Paul.
Welcome, Paul. Anything else from staff? No. Commissioners, anything for you? Commissioner Strong?
Go Runners.
That was so short and sweet. Anyone else? That'll do it. Thank you. We will adjourn. Thank you and good night.